What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. I hope we're all doing absolutely fine. And today, as usual, we're gonna continue with the Seneca's essay on anger. It's gonna be the eighth part of the first book, so let's get started. The best plan is to reject straight away the first incentives to anger, to resist its very beginnings, and to take care not to be betrayed into it. For if once it begins to carry us away, it is hard to get back again into a healthy condition because reason goes for nothing when one's passion has been admitted to the mind and has by our own free will be given a certain authority. It will, for the future, do as much as it chooses, not only as much as you will allow it. The enemy, I repeat, must be mad, must be me. The enemy, I repeat, must be mad and driven back at the uttermost frontier line. For when he has once entered the city and passed its gates, he will not allow his prisoners to set bounds to his victory. The mind does not stand apart and view its passion from without, and so not to permit them to advance further than they ought, but it is itself changed into a passion and is therefore unable to check what once was useful and wholesome strength, now that it has become degenerate and misapplied. For passion and reason, as I said before, have not distinct and separate provinces, but consist of the changes of the mind, itself for better or for the worse. How then can reason recover itself when it is conquered and held down by vices, when it has given way to anger? Or how can it extricate itself from a confused mixture, the greater part of which consists of the lower qualities? But, argues our adversary, some men, when in anger, controls themselves. Do they so far control themselves as they do nothing which anger dictates, or somewhat? If they do nothing thereof, it becomes evident that anger is not essential to the conduct of affairs, although you said advocated it as possessing greater strength than a reason. Finally, I ask, is anger stronger or weaker than reason? If stronger, then how can reason impose any check upon it, since it is only the less powerful that obey? If weaker, then reason is competent to effect its ends without anger, and does not need the help of a less powerful quality. But some angry men remain consistent and control themselves. When do they do so? It is when their anger is disappearing and leaving them of its own accord, not when it was red hot, for then it was more powerful than they. What then? Do not men, even in the height of their anger, sometimes let their enemies go whole and unhurt, and refrain from injuring them? They do, but when do they do so? It is when one passion overpowers another, and either fear or greed gets the upper hand for a while. On such occasions, it is not thanks to reason that anger is stilled, but owing to an untrustworthy and fleeting truce between the passions. Alright, guys, so we're done with this part, and we're gonna continue tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today in this video. Gonna see you tomorrow. Bye.